this isn't all just a straight sales pitch for us, but people end up thinking it doesn't work. And what percentage of people, we just came back from a conference last week, what percentage of people still look at organic?
76%.
76%. Well, that can't be true,
For
Jason.
the math challenge, that's over 3/4.
I don't believe you because I've chosen to believe that no one goes past the ads at the top.
Well, you're wrong.
Oh, I am?
Yes.
Well, how dare you? How dare you? I've got, my ego's way too strong to listen to this crap.
Right.
You know? It's like, so
We hear that all the time.
I'm going to self-sabotage myself and screw the shit out of myself for life and never become a great marketer because I believe all this stuff. So that's what most people do. Hey there, guys. It's Nolan and Jason with Roofing Webmasters. We're going to talk about SEO for roofing companies doesn't work. That's the title of this one today. So SEO for roofing companies doesn't work is the false narrative in the head of
see what
thousands
you
of
did there.
guys. Hey, man. So I can't help, man. I'm going to try to help you out. I'm not a psychologist, but I know tons of you are jacked in your heads about this stuff because you paid money and you think you've gotten screwed around. And by the way, I do not have empathy for that. You know why? Because I grew up working for myself and I have no pity party that I feel bad about. Now, I know that people get screwed around on marketing companies all the time.
Right.
It doesn't have jack to do with me. And if everybody could just go sign a contract and say, oh, I'll be a good person, I just expect to get a return on everything that I do. It's like, well, it doesn't work that way, you know?
This is America, damn it.
So where did somebody get in their head that SEO for roofing companies doesn't work is because they got screwed around by somebody. And I guess
maybe more than one somebody, often.
Oh yeah, I mean all the time. Yeah. So this company started because I got screwed around by somebody. So
I like to say no one started this company out of spite.
Yeah, I was angry. I was angry at somebody, and I started it up. It was.
I still think we should be called Spite SEO.
I've used Spite a lot. We had a piss and vinegar episode, but that was funny. But anyway, big old bag of piss and vinegar, right?
Right.
Anything that pisses you off, you use your energy for it. But these guys get messed around. They try their free stuff, or I call it glorified hosting fees, and then they $99 deal, $2.99, $4.99. And we just had a podcast or a video that we talked about where if you don't spend enough money, shame on you eventually, because you never gave enough money to have human beings actually do skilled work.
Right.
Just because you spend a lot of money also doesn't mean that you'll necessarily get great work.
Right.
Now, we do phenomenal work, and we're one of the best in the world, and it's taken years. We've been doing this for 8 years, got a few dozen of the best webmasters around. This isn't all just a straight sales pitch for us, but people end up thinking it doesn't work. And what percentage of people, we just came back from a conference last week, what percentage of people still look at organic?
76%.
76%. Well, that can't be true,
For
Jason.
the math challenge, that's over 3/4.
I don't believe you because I've chosen to believe that no one goes past the ads at the top.
Well, you're wrong.
Oh, I am?
Yes.
Well, how dare you? How dare you? I've got, my ego's way too strong to listen to this crap.
Right.
You know? It's like, so
We hear that all the time.
I'm going to self-sabotage myself and screw the shit out of myself for life and never become a great marketer because I believe all this stuff. So that's what most people do.
I'm gonna do Google Ads only because that's where all the clicks go.
Everybody sees that first.
I'm gonna spend 5 times as much for 1/4 of the eyeballs, mind you.
Nobody goes past that. They might go to mapping, but you're freaking wrong, dude. I just think you're wrong. Right? I tell you what, I think you're so wrong
disagree.
that I'm not going to spend any money on any marketers. I think they're all charlatans and cheats. Screw them all. I'll show them. I'll show them by never marketing to anybody and never spending any money. How do you like my method?
Well, next year when you're working for another roofer because your roofing company went out of business, maybe I'll call your boss.
Maybe.
And we can do service for him.
McDonald's is always looking for people, right? There's always
next year when I see you at the drive-thru taking my money, I'll remind you.
Yeah. Oh well. They'd have to go to the little organic shops for me, but I don't care who serves my food.
He's
there.
way more hippie than he looks.
I don't I try to eat healthy, man. So I'm joking and I'm throwing in some role play on this stuff, but seriously, this
isn't far off from the conversations
This is exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Like these false narratives in people's heads people actually call up and they're like, and once someone calls up, they're kind of past some of this. But the people who don't buy, I'm not, because if you don't buy from us, it's like, who else do you buy from, right?
Right.
There's only several. There really is only just a handful of people that could actually legitimately optimize you.
Right.
And then like once someone finds us, we know why they're here. Like I know why you're here because I know you got screwed by these companies and you want to show up. But you're such damaged goods psychology-wise by the time they get here that they have a hard time pulling the trigger on it.
Yeah, they've been convinced that because nobody has done SEO properly for them, they think that that SEO itself is to blame.
So if that was true, then why do the other companies fight to be in the top of search rankings? Why do your competitors fight to be up there? Exactly. Are they just stupid and just pay money to get up there? Well, I don't think so. Are they dumb and then you hear about their name all the time? They dominate your market?
Right.
Did Google just pick them and their websites happen to look fantastic? They just fell ass backwards.
It's random.
Yeah, it's just random.
Google's algorithm is a guy rolling dice.
Yeah, so so I'm trying to poke holes in someone's belief system.
Yeah.
That they think that it's random. Did it cost 10 grand a month? Did it? Did it cost 10,000 a month?
It depends on who it is, but probably not.
Yeah, it probably costs, and most of those people in organic rankings probably aren't paying more than 2 grand or less, and in some cases 1,000 or less.
Yeah.
Depending on the size of the market. So he paused because it's like, is it LA?
Yeah.
Is it Houston? Is it New York City? So
Denver for roofers?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it Denver? Is it Dallas?
Denver is brutal.
So how much did somebody pay to get organically optimized? I know how much they pay. We have to look at each market and decide how much somebody's going to pay, but we've got lots of clients that pay less than $1 grand a month,
right,
and get dominant placement, regular call volume during season and hail and all that. And so those people that are up in the rankings, this is the other false narrative scenario, they started just like you. The only difference, this is stupid to talk, it's dumb to not think that this is true. But a lot of people think that somebody was just there. And we talked about this on just a while back on a different one, but roofers don't start with private equity investments. Someone didn't give them $1 million.
The big company, wherever you are, whatever big company is like the roofer in your area, they didn't start that way. They didn't open up shop one day and they were the roofer in the area. They started with a guy in a truck.
Yeah, it
a couple
was
of contractors or whatever they had.
And that guy started most likely since the internet's been optimizing, right? A lot of those guys have started in the last decade.
Yeah.
The guys that you want to be like that dominate and you don't know how they got there and you've self-sabotaged and talk yourself into negativity that you can't beat them, those guys got up there recently, Right. And then here's the other silly thing about this. All the people that people like, well, we've got hundreds of some of the best quality contractors in the nation, and they were just like the people listening to this video trying to get up before they called and started getting serious about marketing.
Exactly.
So they're all like you. I know this is rudimentary and I'm not trying to be, dumb it down, but it is true that everybody started like that.
We wouldn't be having this talk if we didn't hear this
all the
from
time.
Potential clients all
well,
the time.
Actually, on this point, I don't really hear it. It's just kind of something that is there. Yeah. So people don't say that I've got low self-esteem, and
but I'm
psychologically damaged from getting my ass, screwed the shit out of me so many times that I don't trust anybody anymore. So
but what we
they actually do tell me that sometimes.
Is we hear them talk to us and they say, "Oh, this other guy, company name here, is the big guy in my area."
Yeah, they will say that.
And there's this kind of the way they say it, it's like, I can't be that guy, but I wouldn't mind coming in second.
Yeah.
It's like, don't run for second.
I can't be that guy because it's just such a big operation.
Right.
And really, so Google doesn't know that guy's slick. They don't know that he has a ton of money or all these resources. All they do is grade the stuff online, right?
Yeah, they looked at his website, they looked at his web presence all over the web, every citation, every platform he's on, and they rated him based on that.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of a different video for us, but yeah, this SEO stuff obviously works and is a culmination of all these things that we do is why people dominate. and why it works. And then the 76% of people still in organic, I bet you guys still don't believe us when we tell you that stuff, but it's true.
And by the way, we learned this recently at a conference we went to. We were surprised because the last figures we saw was it was down to 60%, and organics actually experiencing a resurgence.
They're going up a little bit because people are tired of getting hit with ads.
Right.
And so the search, and this isn't this whether it's Google or Facebook.
Yeah.
They're getting hit with so many ads that there's a backlash.
So they're literally hitting that. They're doing a Google search and they're getting that first part of the page that has all the ads, and they're scrolling past without even looking at them. They're saying, "I'm not going to look at those ads. I'm not going to look at that crap. I'm going down to the real results."
So the SEO, search engine optimization, which by the way, I'm going to count as mapping and reviews, rightfully so, because we can and will optimize your map placement. We'll help with your reviews. We'll integrate with the keywords and content, everything on page, off page, domain authority, citations, proper design, and awesome content, all that. And again, I go off too much on that.
We go through this. So we need to just put it on a poster behind us so we can just reference it.
That happens, all the time. But yeah, guys, I guess, I mean, I don't know. You know, this stuff is real. It is a real deal in your head. The false narratives about you being able to get up, whether it works or not. The only reason you think it doesn't work, I'll give a couple other things on this. You think it doesn't work because you're not up there.
Right.
Because you've talked yourself into it or listened to too much crap.
Because it hasn't worked yet.
And you want the thing that you had before, which was the one thing that you had working for you at one time.
Right.
Doesn't even matter what it is. I don't even care what it is. But this is the same thing for every client. They've had mapping at one time. They'd had an organic ranking at one time. They had a pay-per-click campaign that worked at one time.
Or door knocking used to work, or the one guy radio ads were his thing.
Yeah, the Yelp screwed me, Angie's List screwed me, Home Advisor, it used to work and now it doesn't. And then, they used to rank me and now they didn't and they changed my program. They want the one thing back that they had worked before, but they never had the 76% ever.
Yeah.
And they don't even think about it, and then they believe all the lies, propaganda, and own insecurities and false narratives that they spun up in their head.
Oh, just
it doesn't have anything to do with anything.
A little sidebar, that stuff like Home Advisor, Angie's List, Yelp. Yeah. About a year or so ago, or almost 2 years ago, I guess, we were actually seeing those get prioritized by Google in search results. Yeah. And it was you really had to be on those platforms. But in the past year, we've seen the opposite take place. Google has gone back to showing the local business. They'll only show Home Advisor, Angie's List, and Yelp if there's no local business with a good web presence.
Yeah, I was going to correct you right there. You caught yourself. So what people don't realize that they're in a small market. The only reason if those sites are above on top ranking that they don't have a local business listed, that's another false narrative that people work up in their head because you don't understand this stuff well enough.
Yeah, if in your market you're putting in a keyword you want to show for and you're seeing Home Advisor or Angie's List.
Because there's all the roofing companies are so sucky that they don't deserve to show.
What that is for you, that's an opportunity.
Yeah, why?
If you put up a good web presence, you will shoot right.
Yeah, they can show up above that because technically that search ranking is for local. You know, Google is going to show a mixture of stuff in the top 10.
Yeah.
So that there's a pleasing array of searches for the searcher, the Google searcher. But you can actually show up in #1 rankings for that stuff above those national platforms because the stinking thing's meant for local search.
Right.
You know?
Google will heavily favor local search on local
services. And if nobody shows up there, it's because all the roofing sites are so stinking sucky that they can't put anybody up there.
So if you see that, that's not a problem, that's an opportunity.
Yeah, I'll end up with this, and there's as far as these sites are concerned and showing up on SEO, there's usually I've never seen a market where there was more than 2 or 3 people actually dogging going for it, and we're the best there is, so I don't really care who's there to dominate for it. There's almost never more than 1, 2, or 3 people going for it,
right?
And most markets, there's nobody really going for it hardcore because there's 22,000 cities in the United States and only so many of them are big. So these guys are in a town of 50,000, 100,000, 150,000, even a couple 100,000, there's nobody there, you know? So anyway, guys, I hope this drove something home for you. We'd love to work for you. And you can get up in rankings, you can get up in SEO, and of course we do paid stuff as well. We're a full digital marketing agency, but we are the best at roofer marketing and SEO. There's just nobody that beats us at that stuff. So call us. We'll evaluate for free, give you pricing, go over everything, answer any questions, and you can do it, by God. You can show up, and it does matter, and people do search for it. Take it easy.
Take it easy.